are no second chances left. The winner of this match will be going through to the quarterfinals, and the loser will be heading home. We've sent teams home already, and Bala, neither of these teams want to go home at this stage of the tournament.
Sentinels has never been in this position before top 8 in an international tournament. They're not going to want to do it again, and they've...
It is the last chance to dance for one of these two teams. And what a set of circumstances that we're looking at this matchup under. The map, the agents, a couple of external factors, don't know.
What are you talking about?
I couldn't tell you. But jumping into the first map now, talk to me about the stylistic matchup here. How does this look? We have not seen Sentinels lean into this yet. How are your expectations starting to build here?
I look at this map, Vito, and I think actually if Kru were to stand any chance here, this is the best. And again, I know the desk has said this, but again, this really, you talk about who's going to be tested on this Sentinels roster. For me, it's the 6th man. It's Raucous. There's some data on record here from Kru. How do they adapt to this? Because the composition is another one, and again, we can cover that as the rounds do progress, but this is the best possible chance that Kru could have in this series.
There is an atmosphere to this game. And it's definitely got a lot of people watching. Kru got a whole new set of fans as well. But Ten's going to kick things off, at least with the first tag here. But he gets a little bit of a secondary layer to that fight. Not as clean as he wanted, and first blood is drawn for Kru.
Actually, a fantastic setup here. Spike not really committed anywhere, so find that first blood on a little bit of, I guess, a proactive play out of Dish there between Sick and Tens. Kru will pause for thought for the time being, and again, just come back to composition. They have so much swing here from this mid to late round transition in terms of running the double controller, having so many options of how they want to hit a site at the minute. See the Viper wall committed towards B. Again, no real progress elsewhere. See now, Klaus and Delzik will walk up here. Still 2 members of Sentinels though left to hold down, but Dapper's utility invested just to hold tower right now.
Well, we saw it being a key part of this map in the prior games, and you can see as to why. Already going to be cleared, but at this point they are down to about 25 seconds, so it will be a goer. Now, Dapper needs to hold this, and he can't. He actually lets it slip through his fingertips, down to a 5v3, and piece by piece, Kru are doing quite well. The first one to find the fight back will be Shaz, still lingering around the site. You can see him just on those back lines by that canteen area, but the spike goes down.
10 seconds
We'll be in a retake scenario.
Spike planted.
A couple of members still tagged up. Mazzino down to 61 HP. Nags on 16 HP. Shazam just comes out, finds one for free there. Able to dip back out as well, so brings us to a 3v3.
He just pushed the wall. Klaus is just tied up. This is weird as anything, but finally he says it's going to be Zoms coming in, proving a point, but down to the 1v1. Sick up against Nagzit, and the HP is so low. A touch on the spike. He wants this halfway, and he's going to sit for this one. Hello, Nagzit. There it is. Sick with a shot and a half. And that's the first time I've heard Sentinels get fired up. And this is something we can't under-talk about. We can't undersell to you. Sentinels, look.
Again, we talk about this being an elimination game. Nothing to lose it, everything to gain.
Absolutely.
Sentinels actually.
Buyback.
The 2021 Dynasty and Quest gets straight through here. Nags all the way through, all front ends.
Look, this pace coming out from Nags is incredible, but Zoms has just about slipped away for now, but he's going to be shaking in his boots for a second or two. He is a lucky boy. There's 2 players on the other side. The wall drop. He still gets one to follow up. No. Gesnit will at least maintain composure, but now they know there's a purchase now coming out from both sides, and they're aware this is a little abnormal to what they'd expect.
Potential to get overrun here. Dapper's got to back away. And a man advantage in favor of Kru. Six got himself into a disgusting position. Actually got Dapper for support. Hey, look at this. They come through. They find 3 kills.
That was impeccable work from Sentinels to keep that under wraps. That could have spiraled so badly. Mazzino's dealt with Sentinels. Keep 3 alive, and they deal with that buyback from Kru.
And again, willing to go toe-to-toe in terms of stopping this hit before he even gets to the site.
In kind of across the board. 10 still going to be locked to what he was on, but the rest a decent enough purchase coming out for Kru, and I want to see if that aggression continues. Do they still leave them on all fronts, but patience being shown this time, maybe expecting this play coming out, which so far has taken a fair bit of territory.
And again, just thinking back to what Six said in that video piece, wanting to slow things down here seems to be the game plan for Kru as well. They're playing very deep, both outside arcade and B main here. We'll retrieve 1 orb, and Dapper actually going to get the better of Klaus. Be able to heal back up and expect Sick to always be the buddy system there, the second layer to some of these pushes to make sure that they can mitigate any damage that Kru are able to achieve.
Turret now removed. patience being shown. Look at the difference in pace from the first couple of rounds to this. Composure now to be tested on both sides.
And nothing else now that the turret's dealt with, so 3 members of Kru will be able to at least get a little closer towards Dapper. A little bit of utility will force him out, but again, look at this. It's a key point of the round here where Sentinels are able to get here so quickly.
30 seconds. All players are pretty much present, barring one. That'll be Zoms working his way over slowly but surely, but contact's been made. Nags is going to try and pinch through. The pinch with Mazzino is perfect. You're bang on with that. Tower is now under Kru control.
Here.
Look at the spike, just about planted.
It might even be forced out of this corner here. He's going to eat a lot of damage. Tendachi will get 2.
What a shot from Tens, but he still needs a little more here. 3 on his side, 2 for the opponent's Kesnit. And Mazzino, there's that bit of contact. Tens is still standing. He still wanted to do this from his side, but Mazzino's found 2. Tens suddenly under the gun, pops the ult. He knows the pressure is now there. Clear sight, sees nothing. He knows he's fallen back. Can he draw him in? Can he try and pull Mazzino in? Can Mazzino hold his nerve? Tens on the cross, he gets him! Gorgeous play from Tens. And that's the man the Sentinels need right now to maintain that brilliance, to kindle that time and time again, because you're seeing it from Kru. Mazzino then made that round almost viable.
Absolutely. I mean, Tens, again, you talk about the defensive half here from Sentinels with this relief after that one.
And as much as Sentinels have been blasé in the past about how they feel about tournaments and, you know, how their attitudes have been, people have certainly called to question. Keep in mind, this is just kind of a bit of a Chico coming out for Kru, so that's an investment of an ult, so keep on that. But this is them hearts in it. There's no 2 ways to cut this. This is elimination. There's no more, well, we're going to, you know, look towards this game, that game. This is the end of the line.
Yeah, I'm with Bala, actually. He's said that obviously Masters 3 was a little bit blasé. A little bit of pressure comes through towards A Hall here. Tens backs away from the door. Again, got Shazam on standby here towards ropes as well. Obviously, Zom's still committed to site. Zoms is in the server. I know we haven't seen him just yet, but Kru been focusing a lot on B site here. On that one round we did see in round 2. Actually tucked in with a Spectre here.
It's going to be a whole lot of burst potential coming his way. It's going to be Nagzet who's going to keep my eye if he can maybe do what somewhat Tens did in that prior round, be that leveraging factor, but this purchase isn't as good to supplement, but we'll see. Timing becoming a factor now, 35 seconds. They have to make a go of this. Tens finds Klaus, and that's going to be the back line now removed. Fault line is indeed looking spot on. Tens is going to put his body on the line. There goes the main danger factor. This is being quelled very quickly. Nice work from Sentinels here. Nothing too much to write home about, apart from the fact that, honestly, keeping it this clean, looking sharp, not over pushing, not getting complacent is a very good look here.
Yeah, again, could potentially question the investment of the Viper's pit here.
10 seconds left.
A little late on in the day, but again, with Zoms on that Spectre, trying to make sure that that weapon's capitalized at least. With the Prime Gaming flawless coming out from Sentinels here. Kru obviously a little bit of a save round, just pistols. I'm going to say Kru really not spread thin enough, if anything. You see obviously a couple of times Zeno and Klaus set up towards Bridge and obviously Arcade and Dish, but they're not really pulling anything. There's nothing that Sentinels need to throw out unnecessarily.
Now the adjustment coming in will be that op for Nag, so let's see how this fares. Kind of working in dry as it stands, not really trying to give away too much, even get that. Oh, perfect beginning, he's in danger!
Tens, man.
What a punishment from Tens. Yeah, that is gorgeous work from them. They can fall away from that. They don't have to police that weapon just yet, but we look across the rest of the map. Yes, there are 2 Spectres, but with that first pick coming in, they don't have to be too panicked.
And that's beautiful there again. Dapper's just shouldering from tower, and Tens actually stood on a dirty off angle at the bottom of the steps. So difficult to deal with.
I love seeing that verticality just kind of utilized here, making it a very difficult approach for even a rifle, let alone an op. Zoms playing under drop. Gonna have to deal with this eventually. And the spike is still leaning towards that A site. There are currently 3 players present for Sentinels as well, so don't being too much of a bother. Crossfire should hold for now. Let's see if any of that utility can pull it out of pressure. You can see the pressure is certainly mounting. Delta going to find Zoms. That opens things up. Mazzino, the second layer. Sight now could be ready for the taking. Shazam tries to deny, but it's not going to happen. Where did Tens just come from? Jump scaring Klaus, and now a 2v2.
We'll get the plant through. Again, the Cosmic Divide going to deny that audio information on the door, so an attempt from Tens to bait this, but Dapper and Tens now, a 2v2, have to find a way back onto site. An awful lot of utility to work with either.
2 kills already for Tens. Looking like a man on a mission this game. He sees a pixel out of place, but he knows there's going to be a crossfire here somewhere. How can he dismantle it? Not like that. Delzik finds one. Kesnet holds. The crossfire is maintaining. Kru. Beautiful post plant.
And this is the one where you ultimately needed an answer back. Hold that pretty much flawlessly.
Speaking of the ops presence, Tens now going to be looking towards that, but maybe a early scrap here. A little bit of a biff towards bench. Flashes galore. You can see the utility has at least kind of hindered a little bit of those early looks that maybe Sentinels wanted, but now tower control still in place. All the protocols are still fine right now for Sentinels.
So again, this is sort of around here where you talk about the rotation factor. Shazam just towards spawn. Again, he's going to dip towards ropes if there is any contact in A-Hall, but again, it relies on Dapper and Sick buying so much time. We don't know, obviously, Tens has played over towards B-side a couple of times, but expect him now with the operator to continue to rotate as these rounds progress. I mean, if you can hold on to this operator, obviously. And a slow approach once again. I don't feel like with this early round, with this kind of slow approach, Kru aren't necessarily figuring out the setup from Sentinels. It's almost like they're drifting back and forth and just kind of ending up somewhere, ending up committing to a site.
I wonder if there's more layers to this as it goes on. For now, though, it does seem as though it is constricting towards that B side. Already Sick going to get Klaus.
Straight away, Shazam's here already.
And you're right, it's the rotations. They always have that additional man on site so quickly. The rotations are on the way. Dapper looks unfazed so far, finally losing control of tower, but there is that second layer to this. Sick still here. You've got Shaz not far off. And let's see if he can keep that timing just right. He's under pressure, but still Shaz keeps him safe. This is fantastic work. Lovely shot, but it's kept in check. Round goes to Sentinels.
It is, yeah, and again,
Trust me.
all there is effectively there to slow the... It's just mastering the clock.
And I'm just loving the push and pull coming out from Sentinels right now. It feels like you don't get a clean fight on any of them. There's always that second line, there's always that crossfire, there's always that layer in place. However, this round we look at what the purchase is coming for Kru, and it's not going to be much to write home about. It's light across the board. Spectre, Frenzy. Hey, we've seen Classics do some damage, but it doesn't seem as though it's going to be the case this time around. Shrez gets a little overzealous, not to be the case. Sprays in, he's fine. Flawless round. Private Gaming flawless round. The Sentinels are going to start taking a couple of steps here in this. If there was ever doubts, if there was ever a moment where you...
These tilt peaks and all those sorts of things, but it's not apparent here whatsoever.
No. So let's see what Kru have done after that timeout, coming back into things. See if they can find an adjustment, find a way forward. 3-play stack to greet them just on this corner. Klaus prioritizing, trying to get that orb, and Tens with a big deny. Huge first pick, and Klaus gets sent packing. They have to reevaluate this. They don't get the full picture of what was around that corner either.
Well, again, it's all the control is lost, so they do relinquish some of that utility, some of that map control that was inherently gained by... Yeah, Shazam's going to spot a rifle as well. Mazzino got to be careful here. We'll back away, actually, because the poison orb is there, but 3 members of Sentinels now over towards A site. And he's just posted up now, a little deeper, just watching towards B main as well. And see already Nagzet and Kesnet set up over the side. A bit of an adjustment from Dapper's utility as well, so this is kind of to stop exactly what we're probably going to see from Kru here.
Yeah. Here comes that explosive hit, but Tens is still fine, and the crossfire still holds. Dapper sends Nagzet back, and it's going to be Mazzino and Delzik to try and do something with this, but it's looking rough around the edges. Dapper just postured up. He wants that fight. He wants the frag, and he gets it. Delzik down and out. Mazzino, what can you do with it? Flashed confirmed attendance. They know where you're at. They're all there. It's a firing squad. And he may take one, but Sick takes the round, and Sentinels hold once again. This side looks sharp.
All the way through A main to figure out these setups. So, honestly, Sentinel's not really putting their foot out right here.
No, and Shazam has been a bit of a rock for them here. I want to see how he fares in this hit, because now the pressure swings towards that A side. But again, they still have 3 players, almost 4 in attendance straight away. These rotations are flawless, and you can have Sick on the flank. They're already boxed in. They're already cornered in. You'd need someone like maybe Mazzino to do something about this. Just the tag for now. But there's the flank, and Sick puts them to bed, tucks them in, and says goodnight. Kru. Oh, dearie me, it's not looking pretty, and this is readable as you like. Oh, it's 4 of them on one side. Where's the other?
And again, Mazzino's been here pretty much every single round, just trying to gather some information. Please deal with some of the pushes coming out here. Dapper doing Dapper things with a jump-in headshot here, but fault line for good measure, and actually you can see another member. The Trailblazer going to stun him. Mazino has so much to deal with here. Dapper eventually puts him down, but again, another example here. Zom's able to buy so much time before anybody from Kru can get through that choke point.
Odds and ends, but again, a confidence builder. And that's what something I've got to look at Sentinels. If you're in that lower bracket run, you're going to need. Same with Kru, but sadly, it's just not been there this time. And once again, the readable start, but a slight adjustment for 2 to be on that kind of backside to this 3-2 split. Seekers come in, Shazam goes straight on through. He wants the fight, and he's going to take the fight. Tries to fall away, got to be careful about this. Klaus is not far away, and Dapper trying to find the time just right. Tens keeps eyes on that drop. And those 2 players unable to be as impactful as maybe they'd like.
Shut out this one out. Zoms again. Oh. Look at him. Those were Delzik and Kesnet before they even get to sight. Your body's here. A real threat towards him. Klaus the last man standing. Tens will find it. This is clinical from Sentinels. They have an answer for absolutely everything from Kru. Are in their belly. And this is the byproduct, right? They're here to play today. They're not here to play mess around. Sorry.
No, there is zero messing around from these boys. Right, feels good. Chaz, you can't get away from him. He's got the op out as well. Shazam has been everywhere on this map. Delzik does at least claw one back, but is there anything more to be found? It feels like you don't just get one fight, you get the rest of them, but the ult comes in, and finally you get the full picture. Spike going down, maybe 3 on the board. That could be recovery for Kru if the curse is going to be true. However, Zom still finds Klaus. Dapper. Ooh, Mazino, you are lucky to be alive, but confidence now building with Dapper as he tries to close the gap. 2 players now getting away with their life, but this post plant is not bad. All of them behind this divide.
Again, they've got a good opportunity here to hold Sentinels before they can really cross towards sight. You see the ping coming through here. Six actually going to flash out of the conflict divide, drop it.
The timing!
That will find a kill.
Oh my word! It's finally been held by Kru. That post-plant crossfire, that Astra divide, pretty much garnering them that moment. This is just a small chance, though.
But again, it's so frustrating to see in round 12 is the first time they get ahead of that rotation. They're not afraid to just push.
Inescapable. He's been omnipresent. Literally. You cannot get away from that man. Now, the side does switch, though, so I want to see how Kru are able to achieve a similar look in my mind. Can they find a little bit of that themselves coming into this?
The concern being similar look for Sentinels, right? They had their finger on the pulse that entire first half. And if they can achieve the same in terms of rotations and whatnot here on their attack, then it's going to be very difficult for Kru to deal with. Mazino actually.
Lovely.
Kraus
oh, Kraus! Out of nowhere finds 2 big kills. That's massive. Confidence now booming with Kru trying to take that fight through tower. It's not pretty as sick. Will become the victor in that, and now tower's under Sentinel control. We're down to 4 still standing. Make it 3. Shazam, as said, the inescapable force right now for Sentinels. The 3v3, but HP is low for Klaus, and the spike, shout out to the observers, is very much down.
A couple of open sight lines here. Kesnet actually catches a headshot there. Shazam piling on the pressure here. 5 HP on Klaus, 13 on Kesnet. Delzik got to be the one
Look at the HP, man.
Swing this back in Kru's favor, if possible.
Well, let's see what Delzik can do. Tower is his first port of call, but 6 noted it. 17 HP ain't much, though, and Flash ain't up for 10 seconds. Oh, it's a bit of a messy one, but it does work out. But that's what we were worried about. Oh, Tommy the turret's done enough to take down Klaus, leaving all on Delzik, who's good for another. The 1v1, but Dapper's HP is looking real fine, real pretty. And yeah, the tag got close, but Dapper beats him across the line. So now 10 rounds sitting with Sentinels.
Like us, but
that was a pretty... He's got his own frag movie. Look at him. Go on, Tommy. Well, here are those double digits, which does... It bears a heavy burden for Kru now. Staring at that, it's got to happen now. Look at the buy coming in.
I was going to say, no surprise really going to see the purchase or the investment here. Try and keep Sentinels from building up a round in hand, so to say. Turns back on that Guardian. Klaus holding pretty close contact here, and Spycam will spot him out. No swing on the back of it just yet. See Dapper on the X-ray making his way through underpass as well, but no push out through arcade from Kru. Sentinels will lay out some of this toxin here. Maybe wait for an opening to exploit.
50 seconds still to play with. Not a massive hurry yet. When it gets down to the 20 and the 30s, I start throwing around the word Na'Vi, which we don't love to do, but, you know, is what it is. 10 starting to open an account of interest, though. Have a little look around, see if you can spot anything out of place, but no one providing much here.
again, clockwise, this is going to be really awkward because the poison orb and the wall both gone up there, and I'm pretty sure Klaus wasn't full toxin, so that's it. Shazam just walks up.
It's a dry hit.
Yeah.
That's pretty dangerous. Klaus is going to be good for at least 2 here, maybe a 3rd. It's good for Klaus, keeping control, but he's got so much danger around him. Mazzino's kept it in check. Finds Dapper, and it's, I dare say, just tens, but it is just tens alive. 4 stand for Kru, and that is so needed. But talk to me about that hit from Sentinels. They just walked in dry, and as said, on the other side, worries. And this will at least deny the money starting to swell for Sentinels, so they will be sat back down on the Shiko with 1 Frenzy coming through. And on the other side, you still see those Spectres. There's always. We did round it to 3 and up, but this should be clean. We hold the same standard for both teams. If you have that better purchase, even though there's no armor or anything too much behind Sentinels at this point, so I want it to be bare minimum 3 alive.
Kesnet getting his daily challenges out of the way. Killed tens with his own Guardian here. Shazam actually going to creep back through. Nags wanting a little closer contact here, and we'll just get cleaned up. The spike noted as well. Last 2 members from drop. Sick will find 1. Kesnet will find his 3rd.
Happy with 4 alive?
Absolutely. It's a big tick in the box here. Concern being we're not able to...
As individuals, so we'll have to see if that comes online. But for now, we see the purchase coming back out. Substantially better for Sentinels, of course. But again, this is a big round here, and Klaus feeling a little brave at the start, but look at the aggression and the pace from this one. Dapper now knows he's got problems on both fronts. Seeker's come out, and Klaus is going to push himself forward. He's got 2 on the other side, gets 1, sprays in for the second, has to switch out to the classic, no one there, but panic from Sick. He keeps his cool because Shazam has got his back. Klaus goes down, and we're in a 4v4.
Zeno just caught sight of one as well. 6 solo HP, but... Shazam going to find another kill here onto Kesnet.
He's bailing them out. Shazam is literally bailing them out right now. These are 2 huge, impactful kills that he's found at this point, and he's keeping the entire back line pretty much in check. Zino's done well to find 10s, but there we go, finally the breakthrough. That's Shazam now down, and there's still options for Kru. It's a 2v2, but look at 6 HP. Still has a flash in the pocket. When does he invest it? He already just did. There's Delzik, gets 1, pushes up Delzik with 2, and Kru make it to 6, and they get the weapons, they quell the purchase. Sentinel's money will now be in question.
Absolutely. Financially now, Kru in the driving seat here. Yes, still 4 rounds to find, but this is when you start talking about the composition here. Sentinels are kind of left now to kind of reach, but a little bit of an investment here from Sentinel. Just SMGs again, nobody sat below 1,1400, I think, so the purchase is still behind this. Yeah, I think this is... Okay, well...
Ferrari swinging a half from 10s there, just destroying Nags. That's a rifle loss, I'm pretty sure, so... There it is, pinged out straight away. Let's see if there's going to be someone... Oh, Delzik, that's a little sloppy. They've just fed 2 players to this. All under the notion of trying to get that rifle back. Under grabs now down to the 3, but now they know there's a purchase behind the Shaz. Finds Kesnet. Is this where it falls apart? Can Mazzino do something? Anything will do. 2 ain't bad, but now Klaus, a 1v3 beckoning. He was good before. He needs to do more now. Finds the first victim. No, Shazam stops it in its tracks. Right back on the tracks is Sentinels now with 11.
Delete the VOD. What were we talking about? Finance reacting perfectly in that round.
And it just proves the pedigree of Sentinels. These guys, if you give them a chance, they will absolutely rip it away from you. However, Kru aren't done yet. They still have a purchase here. But it does put Sentinels back at level, I guess a level field here. Looking at the purchase coming through, it's pretty decent.
It wasn't shown towards Dish initially. Dapper and Sick once again, and Klaus actually on the other end of things will catch 10s. Again,
nice
swinging out. Yeah, yeah. About time. See Kesnet set up as well to greet some of this pressure towards A main. Actually, Shazam going to send the Rolling Thunder through.
I think
they will trade him.
1 on the site, and you can see Kesnet now trying to slow this down. Doesn't facilitate much, as Sick does at least find Delzik. Now we look towards the site. Where's that pressure now coming from? The spike's yet to fully... It's coming this way, but it's yet to fully commit. And look at those back lines being watched here. Nagzet's got them dead to rights if they try and fall away from this.
Absolutely is, and the neural theft will confirm it as well. Nag's pushing up a little closer now. He's actually going to whiff, though. That's not what you want to see.
He's got to back away. He has to try and keep and play his life. He has to play his life. He's found a new angle, falling back to the next spot. Now he's just going to stand in. Oh, these are horrible misses. Shazam wants to punish this, and they can't land a shot. Shazam has opened this back up. Now, where do they hit these rotations? Dapper with the punish towards A. They can swing back around if they want to, but that up just ain't hitting anything. As now Zeno and Kesnet deal with one side of the problem. But the site is now open. 10 seconds. Zoms cannot stop here. He has to hit that site.
Bit as well.
You're right. Can he be denied? Can he be stopped? 5 seconds. He should be able to cross. Fine. Kesnet wants to try and do something.
Huge.
He gets Dapper. And now where is Zoms? Popsio. What can you do in this 1v2? Doing everything he can. Trying to put up any defense. And Kru fight their way back.
By the skin of their teeth. That was like one of the most back and forth rounds I think we'll see this entire map. But Nags, man, he's got to come online again.
You got to hit those.
You got to hit those.
You got to hit 1 out of 5 of those.
You got to hit 1 out of 5 of those. Yeah.
Oh.
Did we leave it at that?
Like, don't get me wrong.
The importance of that position.
He was still seemingly aware of the possibility, tried to chase it down. He closed the gap on it. But again, you got to look towards Nagsit to really fire this one up. We need a little more than that.
I mean, dare I say, this is jet diff, right?
Yes.
Again, if you had Nags even just trading in terms of numbers here, Kru would have a much better time. So I just heard that back to myself. Yeah, if you could just go even with 10s.
Yeah.
Not asking too much, right?
Nah, just keep up. Flash goes in. When's the burst potential? Klaus has been here before, but it's Deltic this time to find Zoms. Klaus unable to find it. The timing not favorable to him, but Deltic's still alive. Finally taken down. The Sentinels should be able to take the site, but Kesnet now has the body in the right place. He predicts the swing, but Dapper outdoes him. We're down to a 2v2. These back and forth trades aren't quite perfect yet. The plant going to be coming in, and I don't think that can be contested right now.
Dapper will hold on to drop now, so Shazam will be called upon here. Another miss from Nags. Dapper over the top. That's Sentinels on map point. And again, Shazam, they had him dead to rights there. I think actually even Delzik, was it Delzik, I think, that swung out there. He takes full contact from Shazam, and Nags still misses that one. That's tough.
And Kru need to do it now. We looked at this veto, it's pretty favorable to them. But I want to see this gap get smaller. A quick peek over the top. What? We have no idea. Nags,
Nags, man.
It's just one of those days.
My heart breaks.
It's just one of those days for him. See if he can keep his head up. Because that was an opportunity. Maybe destiny calling on that one, but couldn't quite connect as much as he wanted.
I wanted to connect with that out of all of the shots in the last few rounds. Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing to do. Sentinels now, again, with the amount of pressure they've been able to put on, a very slow approach to this round. They know that this swings in their favor and allow the paranoia to build here. Effectively, though, this is the heavier side of Kru's defensive setup right now. 3 members committed, and actually the flank coming through from Nags, so throw a 4th in the mix as well, Lauren.
But there's that flash, and here comes the push. Klaus has been pretty good at dealing with this, but already Nags again gets punished. He's having a nightmare, and it's rare to be able to see it so clearly. Mazzino succeeds towards the tower side of things, but now look at the hit coming in. The rotation gets called. Sentinel's just going to head right back over towards A, but wait. Klaus is here. It looks like Deltic's here as well. They've got bodies on the side, but can they get to safety in time? Just about. It ain't perfect. Divide. It's a desperation call. Sick finds Kesnet, and the push. They're desperate to hold on to it, but it's falling through their fingers as Klaus blind. It does not matter. Sentinels 13-7 on map 1.
And honestly, just an all-round impressive performance. I mean, Baller said you're not seeing any of these guys missing shots. They're not missing opportunities. They're coming out in these opening engagements time and time again. They're creating opportunities for themselves, and they punish every single time.
And for